I just did a medical ride from hell. I had one in the past that was bad, but this one today, it's Labor Day weekend, Saturday, and I had to pick this elderly gentleman up. First, Lyft hides it from me, not telling me. Normally they'll say this guy needs help with his wheelchair or help, getting him in and out of the car or something to that effect to give you a hint that it's a medical ride. I got none of that. And it wasn't a hospital. It was like a medical facility in one of those hidden buildings, look like a warehouse. So I get there, this elderly guy is already in the wheelchair, sitting outside. He doesn't see me pull up. And I'm like, oh God, this is the guy. He looked really, really, both legs were wrapped up in like a cast type situation. I go in, there's nobody at the desk in this place. I'm yelling, hello, hello, hello. Nobody answers. I go to the back of the facility. There's doctors in there. And the doctors open the door and tell me there's nobody in there because it's Saturday. So there's nobody to help this guy. He's got a walker and a bag. So he has a walker, separate bag. This guy cannot walk at all. At all. I have to slowly inch him to the car. And there's no thing on the wheelchair to brace his feet up. So he has to slowly back the wheelchair up. It took forever to get this guy in my car. It must have took at least 15 minutes to get this guy just to the car. Then maybe another 5 minutes to get him in the car. And then I had to go get his walker, the little walker with the wheels. And then I had to go back in because he said the bag was his too. It was like a big bag you travel with, like if you're going to a hotel and you're going to go away or whatever. Not necessarily a briefcase, but like a bag you would put long items of clothes in. So I had to go get the bag, fold the wheelchair up, the bag. Thank God that fit in my car. Then the guy gets in, he's belligerent, he's ornery. He's trying to give me directions because he's trying to say that the Lyft directions aren't right, and they were right, they were fine, spot on. He tells me to get off this exit, which I know is wrong, but I don't feel like arguing with this guy, so I let him see that this exit is wrong. Even though I'm veering off the directions on the Lyft app, I get off the exit. I was like, see, sir, this is taking us off farther. Oh, I couldn't see. Well, that's why you gotta let me follow the directions. He said, oh, I'll tip you for the mistake. So we're actually further out now. He caused me to be 4 to 5 minutes further to dropping him off. I have to listen to him complain, grumble. He wasn't putting most of the complaining on me. He was mostly putting it on the facility. But I had to listen to him complain the whole way. Finally get to where he lives at, which is a motel where his wife is there, thank God, to help him. Because if I had to get this guy in as slow as it took me to get him in my car and help him put him in his house or his motel room, I would have killed myself. He did tell his wife to give me a $5 tip. But I unmatched him anyway because I never want to see this old man again. Lyft don't pay us enough to do these medical rides. And this was actually a higher paying trip than normal on the Lyft side. It wasn't that far of a trip. Just to deal with getting the guy in and out of the car, it wasn't worth it. And I managed to squeak out an extra extra $3, $4 off the ride by going a further distance and getting a $5 tip out of him. That kind of made it close to worth it. The fact that I got the extra $5 tip on top of the extra few dollars in the app. But that was horrendous. No driver should have to deal with this. They're not paying us enough to do these medical rides and to deal with this type of stress. It would have been so much worse if this guy didn't have a wife there waiting to help him get in a hotel room, I'm telling you. But I got him safely home, unmatched him. I don't think it's necessarily his fault the way he is, you know. He's got a lot of medical issues. He was a little, you know, in pain and suffering, and I don't know what made him so mean, but I'm just thanking God I got him home. I finished the trip, and I just never want to see him again. That was something else. It really was. If Lyft told me up front that this was a medical ride in any way, or I got a hint, I would have never picked him up. And I only went to go check and see if that guy was my passenger in the wheelchair, because I was thinking somebody in a medical facility was going to come out, help him in the car, take the wheelchair back. No. I had to get him in my car. The wheelchair was the facility, so I had to push the wheelchair back in after getting him in the car, then go back in, get his walker, get his bag, put that in the car. Meanwhile, he's struggling to get in because both feet are like wrapped up in like casts. He's complaining. He's telling me about how all the Lyft drivers were struggling with dealing with this in the past. And Lyft just keeps not giving us any warning to this because they know we would decline the ride. So they snuck this one in on me after giving me a 3 good rides, and I should have known something was up. I was like, yo, this is okay. This trip paying me a little bit better. I'm thinking it's because it's the holiday weekend. They're giving me a few dollars more than normal, and they snuck this one in like the 4th ride. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. This is not a good situation to be in for any driver. And it's not safe. Thank God I'm a patient driver. There's a lot of drivers, because he was telling me himself that some of the drivers were impatient with him in the past. Because drivers aren't trained for this. I happen to have some training because I worked at a group home and a community center. So I had some training dealing with people in that situation. But the liability is all on me. If this guy fell or I accidentally let him fall, all the liability would be on me, because Lyft would do this. Wipe their hands of the whole situation. But they didn't give me any warning for me to decline the ride. I had no clue this was a medical ride. Normally, if it was like the hospital or something, you could kind of, you know, okay, I don't want to do no medical rides this weekend. You can kind of guess, even though sometimes it's employees. I had no warning at all. And I see this. Something told me when I saw him in a wheelchair, I should have just declined the ride. But I wasn't sure that was my passenger until I asked him. But I feel good that he got me, honestly, as opposed to other drivers, because I don't think other drivers would have had the same patience. I really don't. Not to deal with that type of abuse. Dealing with this guy, and when I got off the exit, he told me, he's ranting and raving, oh, I couldn't see, that's why I told you to get off the exit. I'm like, oh my God, please, Jesus, let me just get this guy home. And Lyft, like I said, gave me no warning. So something told me, now your first instinct is usually your best. When I pulled up and I had a slight instinct, oh, that might be the guy. Maybe I should decline this. I should have done it, but the few dollars I got off the platform and the tip kind of made up for it, but I still never want to see this guy again. So that's my story for the day. Hopefully the rest of the day is stress-free. I'm going to get back at it. I hope you guys have a good holiday weekend. You probably won't see this till next week. It's Labor Day weekend. Thank God I'm going to see my family tomorrow, so I'll have some free time to relax after this one. Thank you guys for your continued support. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.